Footbap Nation.
Let's ride.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fantasy Footbaps podcast. It's me, your host, B Dizzle, with my co-host, Paul. Paul, say what up to the fans.
What up, Rocket League enjoyers?
Everything's kind of come down to the wire here in Footbaps. Maybe not as close as we thought between as many teams, but still close in certain aspects. Who's going to get the 1 seed? Who's going to get the last spot? Like, we'll go through all the matchups and then all the recent activity and everything. And yeah, Paul, you ready to get right into this?
Yep, almost Mickey website time. One more episode.
Yeah, and a spoiler alert on no, I don't want to spoil it. Basically, I did put it in today to see certain records and stuff, and let's just say the only thing I will spoil a little bit is, let's just say Dave may not be as ass as his record makes him out to be. That's all I'll say for now. Because I texted you, Paul, right? Like, I'm not going to say it. Okay, because when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, let's get right into this. First matchup, we'll start with trying to think of which ones like had no bearing on anything. I guess everything kind of had a bearing on something. Well, so we'll just start from the top. I guess that's what happens when like every team. Oh, cool. All right, don't worry.
Technical difficulties, please stand by.
Are you fucking serious? Let me see if another matchup will work.
Hey,
why is this happening, dude? It's probably because I put the fantasy. I put our league into the thing.
League broken.
Let's see
if I can do it.
I think it's got to be on my end because I put that thing in.
Box
oh my god! Now I'm getting a fucking ad.
Yeah, mine works. If you want to view my screen,
let's see. Let's see.
Try Edge or a different browser. See if.
Oh, good call. Good call. It's Edge time. There's no fucking way that I'm logged into ESPN on here. Oh, it's still on dark mode. It looked like maybe.
An Edge. Oh, you're sharing in Discord. At least you're sharing whatever it's called.
It's still dark mode for me. I will say that. I gotta log in. No idea what. Let's see. Wow, this is a really good start to the episode, actually.
Yeah, that's all right. We're having a good time.
All right, looks like we're in. Okay.
Can you share it in Discord?
Oh, yeah. Let me just pull it up for the fans at home first so that they don't have to wait any longer. All right, first matchup. It's got to be because I did that fucking that app, dude. I'm being so honest with you. Now I'm kind of worried about doing it next week. I'll do it in Edge next time. Is this the right? Am I showing the right
Edge
screen now?
Superior.
Edge
hold on.
Superior. I think it is. I think I got the right one.
I have to leave and rejoin. One second.
Christ. All right, we'll start off with the first matchup. Good. Brotherly matchup. Austin wins 93-77. Austin, 2 of his wins are against me. Austin's 5-8, and 2 of those wins are against me. So Austin swept me this year. Really nothing crazy. Let's see. Like, I mean, it was a low-scoring game. Herbert sucked for Austin, which is the only reason why this game was close. Ken Walker, worst game. Chuba Hubbard, basically worst game since he became the full-time starter. I expected a lot from A.J. Brown. He did nothing against Baltimore. Mooney, I did expect him to at least do... I mean, Kirk Cousins, I guess, sucks now. I don't really know what to think.
Yeah.
Remember, Kirk Cousins sucked to begin the year. Then he got, like, really good. And now he's kind of sucked the last few weeks.
Mid again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything. A couple things I will say in terms of Austin's team. I mean, nothing against Austin's team, but some players on Austin's team. Devon Achane is a half PPR merchant, a half PPR catching merchant. This man had like 60 yards. Yeah, he had like 60 yards, but 17 points. And I was trying to like wrap my mind around like, how did he have like 60 yards and a touchdown? Okay, that's like 12 points. How did he have 17? Dude, I mean, the 8 catches, like, so Achane, and none of it's really like impressive if you watch him play. Like, everything's just kind of dialed up to him, these like short passes and stuff. Like, and obviously we know Achane's really good. He had flashes last year, but this year he hasn't really shown it. But his utilization is so like high. Like, he doesn't break any plays, but he just gets so many touches. So that's one thing, but he also has 2 of them because Trey McBride is also a catches merchant. apparently. He hasn't even scored a touchdown this year, which is crazy.
And he's just going insane. 12
Yeah.
fucking catches.
T. Higgins continues playing really well.
Yeah, that's also incredible. I was gonna mention that, like, I mean, overall the trade I get with DJ Moore playing so well, and if he keeps it up, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah.
But besides that, I mean, not much going there.
Austin was actually asking me before the game if he thought he should start Jerry Jeudy or Zay Flowers, and I just kept quiet because in my mind, I was terrified of Jerry Jeudy more than Zay Flowers because I don't know why. I don't even know how to describe it. Now, did I expect 36 points from Jeudy? Absolutely not. But like I had a weird feeling that Jeudy could have a good day against Denver.
Tillman out for sure.
Yeah, but it wasn't even just that. It was like I didn't expect that, but like I thought Philly had a good defense, and even though I think Denver has a good defense, I kind of thought that Jameis just kind of slings the ball all over the place, you know. So I was like more afraid. So it's kind of funny seeing Paul. You don't have Jerry Jeudy this year, and this is like his best year in the NFL, like by far.
Yeah, I think I deserve this because I traded. Well, I dropped him once, maybe dropped him twice.
You dropped
traded
him?
I can't remember.
You added him. You added him. Dropped. Wait. You drafted him. Then you
traded him. That's what it was.
Traded Juwan Jennings for Cortland Sutton. Wait, what a crazy trade! Yeah, what a crazy trade that. I remember you got Sutton but Juwan Jennings also was really good too. That almost worked out for like both of you guys, but I guess Mike dropped him to waivers. But then yeah, Mike drops Jerry Jeudy. You picked Jeudy back up for $11 and then dropped him the next week. That's crazy.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Now, if Jerry Jeudy isn't on your team next year, you're already very low on the loyalty spectrum just for how much.
Yeah, I've lost it all this year. That's for sure.
Yeah. This game has pretty big has a pretty big impact on like playoff implications. So Nick moves to 9-4, and Gorman goes to 6-7. Wow, Paul, you traded Gorman, Baker Mayfield for Bucky Irving. What did you know? Baker gets him 10 points. I think Bucky got like 30 this week.
25.
Yeah. So
the funny thing is, Gorman, or it came down to Monday night with Njoku. Gorman needed Njoku with like 5 points or less, and he would have won. Njoku has a crazy masterclass of 22. But also, if Njoku only had like 8 points and Gorman only lost by like 3, Sam Darnold's on his bench, and he scored like 17.
Oh, no way. He scored 20.
If that trade didn't happen...
He scored 20.
Yeah. Oh, man. If that trade... He could have had like 2 different ways he would have won if that trade didn't happen.
Wait, not only that, I'm thinking of it right now. He had Caleb Williams. He dropped Caleb Williams, and I'm almost positive Caleb had a good game too. Caleb had 26 points. So let's say, how much did Gorman lose by? Oh, we're going to have to pull the calculator out because I think it's going to come down to the calculator, right? Let's see. So Baker got 10.2. This is Caleb got 26.14. So 26.14 minus 10.2, 15.94. Okay, so I don't think, let's see. Gorman would have lost by 0.5. So this is 2 weeks there have been multiple times this year where we've looked and been like, if this person played this person, like, would they have won? We looked and they still would have barely lost. So I guess it technically didn't matter for Gorman. But I was thinking that when Caleb had a good game, I was like, I don't know, starting him against the Lions actually would have been one of the ones that I would expect Caleb to like do solidly in. I think I said it when you made the trade. I think Bucky Irving, like, you won the trade just because Bucky is better than Baker, like, relatively. But either way, I'm surprised. Yeah, 93 points. Who did? So Nick ended up getting a good game out of Burrow, and Burrow didn't even play well. It was basically the Njoku masterclass that did him in, or Amari getting 2. I guess you can point to a lot of things. It was a lot closer than this score shows, at the very least. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Like you said, it came down to Monday night. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention that it even came down to that. I guess I should have started with this game. Paul beats Chip 133-99, although I will say Chip scored more than I thought he would have. But you win pretty handedly. Jonathan Taylor finally has a good game. Apparently, Jameer Gibbs was like in the doghouse or something this week. Did you hear about that?
I mean, he didn't do horribly. He fumbled for the first time. He has 2 fumbles on the year, which is like the lowest
Mhm.
amount for a running back, I guess. I don't
No,
know
I
what it
think I
was.
saw. I think I just saw a tweet that said like after Jameer Gibbs fumbled, he like didn't touch the ball for like 2 quarters or something. So like it was something weird like
Dan
that.
Campbell's pissed, even though he has like what 9 yards per rush was his average. So
Ooh, wow. So this actually, remember, Chip traded Baker away for basically Javonte Williams. Javonte scored a touchdown and he only got 7 points. Didn't he score a touchdown? Are you
1
fucking kidding
yard.
me? Dude, what a disaster. But either way, the scenario I told Chip that I would have done if it were him was Baker for Bucky. Now imagine that flip off there. So Chip would have gotten 20 more points. Yeah, I don't know who you would have played at that. Maybe you would have still been playing Javonte. I don't. Maybe you would have played DJ Moore and it wouldn't have mattered. But either way, just kind of crazy. Bucky's going off like that. But you're 9-4 also, so you and Nick same record. Chip, that officially eliminates him. I don't think he was technically eliminated last week, but
I
he
think he
is
had the
now.
E last week, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't he
Yeah.
on? I think he was on the thumbnail last week. I can't remember.
Whatever. Another game, man, this was closer than you would have ever thought, I guess. Steve beats Gorman 79-64. I don't know. Gorman started Cooper Rush when there were like probably 6 good waiver QBs, in my opinion, at least.
Oh, that's Mike. You said Gorm.
Gorman. Yeah, Mike. Mike started Cooper Rush when they were good options on waivers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mike also started
the
Titans against Washington, yeah, when they were good options at defense. Both of those things, like if Mike would have picked up Anthony Richardson, he would have gotten like 8 more points from that. So and then think about it, if he picked up like the Seahawks defense or something, I think they got like 15. Defense. Yeah, like any defense out there did good. They like all those waiver defenses did good. So like Mike actually could have won this game. It's one of those things where like I wanted to tell Mike what to do to beat Steve to keep me alive in the playoffs, but at the same time I was like, I can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or it doesn't. I guess maybe it was more like I don't want to tell Mike to not start Cooper Rush and then Cooper Rush does really good, you know? Like I almost don't want to be responsible for like me losing and also Mike losing. But at the same time, part of me wanted to be like, Mike, can you please try? Like, for the love of God. And Dave did the same thing against Steve too, where I was like, when Dave started all those Steelers in the snow, and I was like, I mean, I didn't notice that before the game, but even if I had, I don't think I would have reached out of fear that like they do good. But at the same time, I was kind of like, what the fuck was that? But I won't spoil playoffs right now, but Steve is 8-5 after that win. Mike is 3-10. And then here's because Dewey beat Ryan. Okay. So Dewey beats Ryan 132-85. This was over after the 1 p.m. games.
Yeah, just because everyone did well except defense.
Yeah, I mean, he had on Thanksgiving, Monty got him 14 and Jonnu Smith got 16. Jonnu Smith is a beast. I wish Dalton Kincaid got injured 1 week earlier because I was so close to picking up Jonnu Smith, but I was worried I'd have like a battle between the two where like I was deciding who to start each week. So I wish Dalton Kincaid would have just gotten hurt and I just got Jonnu. So it already started off on a good note, and then it just kept getting worse and worse. Jaden Daniels throws 2 touchdowns to Terry McLaurin, I want to say. Devontae Adams
did half.
Yeah, Devontae Adams did something for once. Dewey might have been projected 160 at one point, and all his guys basically didn't do anything in the second half. But it was over anyways. I mean, the Texans defense only got him 1 point. He still scored 132. And then as for Ryan's team, Kittle, wow. That's the first time this year he hasn't gotten double digits from
Kittle.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, Ryan.
To be fair, it was a snow game, but that is the first time Ryan hasn't gotten double digits from his tight end. DK Metcalf, 8 points. He's been super disappointing. He just acquired Cooper Kupp from you, and I guess we didn't go over that. Ryan and Paul made a trade. We'll talk about it now. Where Ryan traded Jefferson to you for Cooper Kupp and Brian Robinson, right?
Right.
And that was all. I think that was all that was involved in that, right? Or was there another piece that I'm forgetting, Paul?
That was it. I
Okay,
believe.
I'm just making sure. I didn't make the trade and I wasn't really paying too much attention to it, so I couldn't tell you like what it fully was. But kind of crazy. Brian Robinson had his like longest run of his career, like a 50-yard touchdown. He still only had 17 points. Like that's kind of crazy. And then Cooper Kupp has probably his worst game of his career. Like he in a game he didn't get hurt in. 3 points is crazy. So you'd think that those two get off and running. When it comes to Ryan's team, so I'll say two things. One, Dewey's team is like so scary good, because I think I would, the fact that Jaden Daniels is now he's back to back good games after like kind of sucking for a bit. I think he's probably figured something out. So the Daniels and Terry McLaurin combo is crazy. Jonnu Smith is awesome at this point, and even if he starts doing bad, he still has Hawkinson. Drake London has been great, at least good. Like he gets double digit points like most weeks. He kind of slowed down here for a little bit. He kind of got back to it. Monty obviously is like a guaranteed 14. Bijan, ever since I said he sucked, has been going off. So Dewey's team, I might even say, is the best team. That's we'll
it comes
see.
down to his receiver. Well,
I think it comes
Adams
down to Daniels and McLaurin. Like if Daniels has a 5-point week, that means Terry probably has 2, and then Dewey loses. But like if Daniels keeps scoring 25, that probably means he threw like 90 yards to Terry at least, maybe a touchdown. Also, so I will say for Ryan's team, I was slightly shocked that he benched Marvin for Taysom Hill. Nothing against Taysom Hill, but like I just thought Marvin had a good matchup against Minnesota.
Also,
wouldn't have mattered anyways. But
did you mention Taysom is dead?
Yeah, Taysom Hill tore his ACL. That was Ryan's like Swiss Army knife. Oh, there he is, waving goodbye.
Just trying, waving goodbye to Ryan. He was
waving goodbye to his
really trying
fantasy
to get
team.
me to
Am I
trade for him
going
this week.
Am I going crazy right now, or does that look like Christian McCaffrey? At least from further away,
Does. Like an older Christian.
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
It looks like Christian McCaffrey in like 5 years, 6 years, or something. That's fucked though. Taysom Hill might be like done in the NFL after that, which is kind of crazy to think.
He's definitely not going to be like.
Did you want Taysom Hill, or was Ryan just trying to give him to you?
Sorta. I was a little panicky on my tight end situation because just it's so hard to decide between Evan Ingram and Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews
I would just
is a
start
touchdown
Mark
merchant.
Andrews every fucking week.
I
wouldn't
know,
care.
but like
I wouldn't care.
It's so hard. But yeah, I was just tired of that shit. It was originally Brian Robinson for Taysom, and I was like, I can't do that. I know Taysom Hill is the guy that can score 2 points every week moving forward here.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it.
Yeah. When it comes to Ryan's team, though, I will say, like, I am worried. I'm worried about DK Metcalf because I think JSN is like emerging so much. I'm worried about the Niners that like Kittle might be kind of like shut down a little bit just because they're like basically eliminated potentially.
Yeah, their season's fucked.
Yeah, I don't really trust Marv, I guess, even though he had a good game. So like Ryan's team is starting to be questionable to me. And we'll see if things turn around. I think that getting Brian Robinson and Cup was huge because I think he needed to add those guys to his team. So I think that was a good trade by him. But yeah, Ryan loses to Dewey, which means they're both 8-5 now. So Ryan, who was like in the run for like first place for most of the year, I don't think he really has a chance to get in first place. And I guess let's look at this real quick. Kyle beats Dave. Kyle moves to 9-4. So if you're keeping track, there's 3 9-4 teams. So Ryan, I think, would have to win and 3 teams lose, which would probably be really difficult, which is why I think Ryan probably doesn't get the 1 seed. Clinch playoffs either way, so it doesn't really matter. Getting rid of Rico Dowdle was like apparently the worst thing I could have done because apparently
I was thinking about that this week because like I really was afraid
when it happened. You texted me and said that I took advantage of Kyle, and you said that it was the worst trade Kyle. Yeah, you said it.
Oh my god.
You said it was the most lopsided trade in Footbaps history. Was your exact words?
I was watching a South Park episode, the one where Randy's fighting the baseball team, shits. And there's a point when he's like, when Sherrod, because he's like doesn't want to fight the big dude, Have you seen that episode?
You're talking about like the baseball episode. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking?
yeah. When he's fighting the parents, he
Yeah,
doesn't want to fight the big guy, and Sharon's like, "You don't have to fight," and then like he's like, "But I'm scared. You want to hear me say it? I'm scared." And I'm like, "That's how I felt." I didn't want to say it, but I was scared.
I actually saw like just to show how like brain rotty my For You page on YouTube is, or whatever you call it. I don't even know if it's called a For You page on YouTube, but my recommended. I got a video recommended about like when Randy became a main character in South Park. Did you know it was that episode? Like that episode was the
Oh,
first
really?
episode he was like a
I
main
did not know
character,
that.
and yeah, and then it made him like ever since then, like he just became like a main character essentially. I didn't know that either, because by the time I started watching South Park, he was already a main character. But that's a classic episode, dude. South Park is so fucking funny. I guess either way, back to this. Ryan beats Dave. Dave 1-12. Were you 1-13 last year?
I was 2-12.
Damn. So Dave, I don't know if we've ever had a one that actually. I'm gonna look real quick. That actually might be a good talking point for this. What the hell? I thought I went to history. There's no way that anyone else has had less than 2 wins. 2 wins, 2 wins, 2-win teams, which is kind of crazy. Wow, lowest that year was 4. 3. Let me know if you see any that I miss. I think that Dave might be on pace for the worst record in Footbaps. Yeah, if Dave doesn't win another game, he would tie you and I think was it Dewey and Nick that were 2-12 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that 1 year. Yeah.
So Dave actually has a lot riding in order to not have the worst record in history. Although I will say, I just still don't even think Dave's team is like. I don't think it's terrible. And then again, remember last week, Dave started those Steelers in the snow, and then he fucking benches Russ against Cincy. Well, again, I don't think Dave would have won, but like, what the hell is going on over there with Dave, dude? He's making the craziest decisions. We'll get to the schedule thing. I will say Dave isn't as Mickey as some other teams in history, but the record is still the record. So you know how sometimes in the NFL you'll have a team and you'll be like, yeah, they're 4-8, like the Bengals. They're 4-8, but they really aren't that bad. You know, that kind of is Dave. He's could be 1-13, but he really isn't that bad. My only hope right now is that Dave ends the year on Mike and then gets a win and he ends 2-12. But a part of me almost wants him to have 1 win. I mean, that's the closest. There's no way like anyone is ever going to win 0 games in my mind. So 1 win is like the closest that it can get to, right? Like, am I?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll see what ends up happening. But kind of a lot riding on Dave this week. So let's first of all check the standings. As it stands right now, Paul's in first in the East. Nick is in second in the East. I'm in third. Gorman in fourth. Austin's fifth. Chip sixth. Austin and Chip eliminated. Me and Gorman still looking to make the playoffs. These percentages are also wrong because you're right, Paul. They don't update. They update like overnight. So overnight, Nick didn't have his lineup set and Gorman didn't. So I would imagine this would be closer to 50-50 tomorrow, these playoff percent chances. So I guess look out for that if you're listening to this tomorrow. It's not actually me having a 68% chance. It would definitely, I'd probably be like 55% if I had to guess. But you and Nick have clinched spots. Technically, you're in first by only 8 points. Because you both have the same record. As for the West, Kyle is 9-4 in first, Ryan second, Dewey third, Steve fourth, then obviously Mike and Dave at the bottom. Yeah, it's kind of crazy if you think about it from Kyle's perspective here. If we still had I like how we do it now with just the one team getting a bye. It's closer to the NFL, 7 teams making it and stuff. But if it was still the 6-man format, Kyle would have a bye. So that is kind of a bummer for him. I actually think now I think about it, Kyle might still have a bye. Yeah. So I guess looking at the bracket now, Kyle does still have the bye as it stands. But if Kyle loses and one of the other 9-4 teams win, then they would get the bye. So Kyle wins, he gets the bye. That's how I see it, essentially. But as it stands right now, Kyle has the bye. The 2-7 matchup would be me versus you. The 3-6 would be Nick versus Steve, and the 4-5 would be Dewey versus Ryan. I'd say that those are all solid matchups there.
I'll take it.
I will say so. So another thing, the 8-9 matchup is in the losers bracket is Austin and Gorman. 10-11 is Chip and Mike, and the bye week with the worst team in the Footbaps, and the confirmed worst record in Footbaps, because there's only 1 week left, is Dave. Now, from your perspective, like I said, it's between me and Gorman making it. And anything can happen. Like, you can lose and maybe drop to 3, blah, blah, blah. Of the teams that you could play in the first round, who would you rather play? Me, Steve, Dewey, or Gorman?
No question, Steve all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Steve mid.
Okay, so you're right. I kind of forgot about that, about Steve. Let's go. Who do you want to make between me and Gorman? Not in terms of, like, you're rooting for one or the other, but whose team is worse?
I'd say if I had to pick, I'd rather play you, because
Yeah.
Gorman with Saquon and Derrick Henry could combine for
Exactly.
80.
That's what I was going to say. Like, they could both score 60. I was surprised you were waiting that long.
I think I'm scared of Chase Brown just because he is a guaranteed like 18 at least.
Yeah, he's the only one that I'd be like afraid of on my team at this point. I don't know. Like, Ken Walker was doing so good for me. He's fallen off. AJ Brown has fallen off. Like, I feel like all my guys just kind of fell off. So if I make the playoffs, like, I can't imagine I win a game, because I don't think there's any way I could match up against Steve. Steve would be the only team I would think that I could maybe beat. But if I miss the playoffs, I do think that Gorman deserves. I would feel bad for Gorman because I think that he does have, like, he has like the 2 best running backs in fantasy. Like, I would feel like shit if I were Gorman and I had those 2 and I didn't make the playoffs, So from that perspective, like, if it was me and Steve going at it for the last spot, I would really want to make the playoffs, But it's me versus Gorman, and I'm like, Gorman's team probably deserves it just as much as anyone else to be in it. So from that perspective, I wouldn't be too, hurt about it. And at the end of the day, like, Paul, you just won highest score, like, recently, kind of, right?
No. That 1 year?
Within the last, like, no, highest score on a week, like, within the last couple weeks, I think.
Yeah, this week. Yeah, I thought you meant on the season.
Oh, it was literally this past week?
Yeah. I beat Dewey by 1.
Oh, no fucking way. Did I pay you for it?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I was going to say, for some reason, I thought I paid Dewey. Probably because I paid Dewey in another week. Like, Dewey has been highest scorer, like, it's crazy. I'll show you all my transactions for highest scorer. Let's see.
I feel like Kyle has a lot too.
I think it's less than you think, maybe. But let me just think. I'll tally this up. And damn it, do I still have? Okay, so I'm going back to Google. Wait, let me make sure OBS is. Okay, OBS still has, because Discord you can't see this.
No.
Yeah, but it's all right. It's all right. This will only take a second. This is more for me because I can't keep track of this in my head. Let's see. Steve has 1. Ryan has 1. That's me. Let's see. What did I pay you for here? Golf balls.
I have 2 of them.
No.
I have 2 weeks.
Oh, you already know that off the top of your head?
Yeah.
All right, Gorman has 1. Paul has 1. Kyle has 1. Wow, a lot. It was like all different people for a while here. Kyle has 1. Dewey has 1. Gorman has another 1. Ryan has another 1. Kyle has another 1. Mike, I forgot the week Mike won.
Classic.
Mike has 1. Let's see, Kyle has another 1. Dewey has another 1. Wait, I think I forgot to mark Dewey down for another, or maybe that was this first one. Fuck. No. I think I have it right now. Looks like Gorman has another one. I may have lost count. Basically, all this to say was it was kind of crazy to look, and it was basically like Gorman, Ryan, Kyle, and Dewey had essentially won like every single week, besides like the 2 weeks you won and like a couple one-offs with Mike and Steve, which is I don't think is like normal. I think it's, if I had to guess, outside of that 1 year where my team was where I won it like 8 of the 14 weeks or whatever, pretty much it's like split. People usually win it at some point. I'm on 2 straight years actually of not winning highest score in a single week, which is pretty depressing. And I would say that's got to be like some kind of record. I maybe Dave hasn't done it either.
I know
like
Nick hasn't got one this year. I didn't hear his name.
That's
and he's
pretty
like third highest score on the year.
Yeah, that's surprising. He must have gotten second like a bunch of times. In my work league, I've won highest score 7 times this year, and I've gotten second 3 times. One of them I lost by like 1 point, another by 2. Like I could have made so much, but like the way it works in my work league, I'm gonna get money for having the best record in the league and money for being the highest score in the league. So like in my work league, I pretty much made like 200 to $300. Like, yeah, like highest score 7 times, 100 points for first and 100 points for highest score. So I already made $270 in that before even getting to like the playoffs and shit. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Makes up for Footbap then.
Yeah, exactly. No, it more than makes up for it. Even that 1 year that I didn't win it in Footbaps when I was 12-2, like I got money for highest score on the year, and I won highest score on the week 7 or 8 times or whatever the hell. So I wasn't too bent out of shape not winning. That was more just for glory because I already made my money like back, and more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's get to the power rankings real quick. Let's see. First place or projected first place or ESPN's power ranking. It's not even really a power ranking. It's where they think you're going to end up on the year. So they are projecting Kyle to finish first, Paul second, Nick third, Ryan fourth, Steve fifth. Wow, that's kind of shocking. Dewey sixth, me seventh, Gorman eighth, Austin ninth, Chip 10th, Mike 11th, and Dave 12th. And now that I'm thinking about it right now, where I said it's kind of shocking Steve is projected 5th, I'm remembering now Steve and Dewey play each other, and the Commanders have a bye. So Dewey doesn't have Jaden Daniels or Terry McLaurin. Ooh. So I can kind of see where they're coming from there. I haven't looked at their matchup yet, but I was kind of confused. That's why I was kind of confused at first. Also, this is the tab that like I put into that website to get the schedules.
See the Mickey.
Wait, could you still see my
I saw ESPN.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm resharing ESPN, I guess. Should. Let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, because we're gonna get to the graph now. So I guess there's been a little more movement over these last few weeks. Because remember, some people have stayed the same. Dave's been last since week 8. Mike second to last since week 8. Austin and Chip have been flip-flopping since week 8. I had like a steady climb since week 8, and now kind of a fall off here a bit, dropped a little. Oh, this isn't updated? Fuck, that's why.
Wait, I was gonna say Ryan's holding my 2 spot.
Yeah, I was gonna say what the hell happened here? Data range. Whoops. What the fuck? Why did that?
We know Kyle's still in first.
Yeah,
that's got to be a record for most first place things. Like no one's had the clear in a way best team for this long.
Yeah, true.
Even though Dewey's team, I guess we could say, could be best team, but
did this update it? Did I even change anything? What the fuck is going on? There's got to be okay. Why can't I? It was so easy. Oh, here we go. All right, I'm changing it here. 30. Let's just do this manually instead of trying. I can't believe how terrible Google's spread is. It actually kind of blows my mind compared to Excel, like how
Google's a
unintuitive.
smart company too. What the fuck? Just copy them.
It's terrible. Do you work in Excel, Paul? At work?
Yeah, I love Excel.
I know, so do I. That's why Google spreadsheet makes me want to blow my brains out, dude. This shit sucks. And I don't think there's any easier way for me to like go about this too. I have to fucking update all these manually, I think. Who'd you say was holding your 2 spot?
Ryan. He
Okay.
stole it.
So here we go. Big movers was me. I went all the way up to 4, dropped all the way down to 7. Steve was at 8, climbed all the way up to 5. Ryan dropping from 2 to 4. That's a pretty big drop at this point. Me and Ryan have the 2 biggest drops of the week. Nick moves up a spot to 3. Paul moved back to 2. You were number 2 in week 9. Now you're back to 2 week 13. Kyle still holding on to the 1 spot, obviously. Gorman holding steady at 8 since week 10 is like kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah, that is.
And Dewey
fucked.
holding 6 since week 10 too, so that's kind of crazy too. But yeah, things are coming on the line. It's crazy to just watch the different trends here, like Steve going up and way down and then up, and then me, like I started down, went up, down, climbed all the way up, back down. Like mine's all over the place. Yeah, it's been a wild ride so far. Let's get to the recent activity though. I think I can stay on Google now for this, I would imagine. All right, recent activity. Let's see. We recorded last Wednesday, so wow, not a lot of moves, right? Yeah,
not too much happened.
I guess maybe because people are
a trade.
Yeah, because people are eliminated. Yeah, we'll get to. We already kind of touched it, but either way, on Thursday, Gorman added Xavier Legette. He also added Seahawks defense. Great addition. Gorman. Yeah. So this was a fuck up. Gorman added. Wait a second. That's different than what happened. Oh, because Gorman initially added Brandon. Oh wait, I went over this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna say I couldn't remember if I brought that up or not. Either way, I guess he dropped Kirk Cousins. Whatever. You and Ryan make the trade where you get Justin Jefferson, Ryan gets Brian Robinson and Cup. Can you explain it from your perspective?
Yes. So, I can't remember what I was watching, but something on either TV or YouTube
short.
It was about Justin Jefferson, and I watched the show Receiver with him in it, and I was like, yeah, he's cool. And then I watched this video like on that day, Saturday morning apparently, and it was about him, and I was like, yeah, he's really cool. I never had the joy of having him on my fantasy team, and I knew Ryan wanted to trade really bad, so he was my new
Justin
target.
Jefferson was, I got him in like pick 19.
7th round or whatever.
No. The year after that, I somehow got him in the like first pick of the 3rd round or something. When I remember being like, how the fuck did he fall this high? And that was like one of the reasons I was so good that year. I love having Justin Jefferson on my fantasy team.
Yeah, so I wanted him pretty bad, so I just never got to have him.
You were worried about Cup. What I said to you about Cup got to your head.
No, even the week before, like when he had that 60-yard touchdown, like before that, he had.
I'm telling you,
like
it was Mickey.
Points.
I have him on my work league. I hate it. He's Mickey as fuck.
And then.
I still think it's a good trade by Ryan, though.
Ryan even knew like that Cup was like on the worry meter a bit, but he still wanted him because he really wanted Brian Robinson.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Bucky. So I mean, it just all made sense.
Did you say
and
Monkey?
Justin Jefferson,
who the hell did you say?
Bucky.
Bucky. Oh my god! I was like, Bucky. What the hell?
And Jefferson had like a piss class of like 3 points the week before, so I was hoping to catch Ryan in a little bit of a panic mode meter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Panic meter on Cooper Kupp now that he's not on your team. You can be truthful. Scale of 1 to 10. 8 out of 10. Okay, Brian Robinson, scale of 1 to 10.
I mean, Eckler literally went on IR an hour after the trade went through. If Eckler was still playing, or like,
you might not have traded Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too upset because I still have Bucky and he paid off.
Yeah, true.
Time.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, he got a good deal, I'd say, with Brian Robinson being the main guy now on a good
Yeah.
offense.
And then
So whatever.
Justin Jefferson, panic meter scale of 1 to 10.
Not really, because he's insanely good, and even Sam Darnold, his classes are gonna happen, but he'll still get his yards. He just had that one game that was bad.
All
Other
right.
than that, he hasn't scored below like 10 points, I don't think.
I
If you
thought he
want
had
to check him out.
like a couple games recently where
All right,
it
one
was like
other.
the 3 and
Yeah,
7.
that was
Yeah,
the
but
one
that
that
was basically it. Yeah.
I love. That's my kind of guy. Double
That's my
digits
kind of
pretty
guy.
much every
That's why I
week.
wanted Amon Ra so bad this year,
Hmm.
because I just want a guy that gets me like 15 points
So
every
yeah,
week.
I'd say it was pretty even,
Yeah.
considering what we both got.
Does Justin Jefferson have a good playoff schedule? I guess is
I
one
think
thing.
so. I think I looked at that and I
Oh,
was
Chicago, that's
pleased.
tough. Oh wow,
Okay, never mind.
Seattle, Green Bay, this is real tough. Well, at least
Um,
Cooper Cup doesn't have a good. Oh my God, he gets the piss Jets, the piss Cardinals, and the piss Niners. Oh, you might have messed up.
I'm not
You
worried.
might have messed up. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not worried.
Kyle adds Nick Westbrook Akine, which I think at this point is like a good fantasy play. I
Yes, I
mean,
was going to do that.
yeah.
That was Sunday. I forgot to because I had an open spot after that trade went through. I was like, all right, I'll just pick someone up off
Yeah,
waivers Sunday
there
morning.
were
And I forgot.
a couple things I forgot to do, which was add Elijah Moore and add Nick Westbrook Akine.
Yeah, so I just picked up more afterwards.
Yeah, so I've forgotten to pick up Moore for a couple weeks. I just get so caught up in fixing other positions that I forget to add him. And then Nick Westbrook Akine, I just kind of it was just this past week where I started to believe in him. Like this was like Mickey and this was Mickey, so I was like whatever. But now that it keeps happening, I'm almost like what can I say? I think I saw some comparison that like Trey McBride has like 90 something catches or something like that, like a large amount of catches with no touchdowns, and then Westbrook Akine has like 30 catches for 8 touchdowns or something like that, which is crazy. But let's get to what happened today. So obviously, as everyone knows, CMC out on IR, Jordan Mason out on IR. Austin picks up Isaac Garendo for $37. I knew I wasn't going to get him, so I didn't put an offer in. We'll check the offers after we get through everything else because I bet it's funny. I was desperate for a defense. I added the Cardinals for $7. I had it 6 initially, which would have won it, but I did see someone else put like 4 or 5, so I'm not like too bent out of shape about it. And
They're
then
good defense too. They've held a lot of people in low scoring games.
My main thing is it could definitely blow up in my face, but I'm going off the fact that against Seattle, I think Geno Smith's been sacked like 5 times every game for like 5 weeks now or something crazy like that. So I'm like, hey, if they just sack him 5 times, they can't get below like 5 points probably. So that's all I'm banking on. And we'll see what happens there. Plus, I didn't even realize apparently they play New England and Carolina. I didn't plan that far ahead though, because I wasn't like fully planning on making the playoffs. But looking at that, that's a pretty nice little schedule. And then I added Will Disley. The reason I put $7 on him. So first of all, I saw Chip needed a tight end, so I was like, he's gonna go for Will Disley. Now he put a 0 bid down on him, but the reason I put 7 on Disley is mainly because he plays on Sunday night. Well, I need a tight end, but the reason I went specifically for Disley is because I was like, he plays Sunday night, and like, hopefully I'm only down by like 2 and need like a Will Disley like somehow comes through the. You're playing Rocket League right now on the side?
No.
It says you're playing Rocket League on Discord.
I'm at the menu.
Jesus, when did you pull up the menu? You were about to start playing.
I was playing before we started. I'm just sitting here.
Oh, I was about to say you started playing Rocket League mid-episode.
No,
that would have been so
playing
fucked.
Before.
Yeah, I don't really think anything about like Will Disley. Really, like I'm not. You know what I think would be fun next year when we could probably get people together for. You know how we do FanDuel basketball, FanDuel NFL. Why not do one of those like each week?
Yeah,
like
that should be cool.
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be at least as fun as the NBA one. You know?
Yeah, if someone's out of it, like Dave, they could still have something to play for.
Yeah. I mean, I bet I can't imagine anyone would not be down for it. So I think that could be like.
I've never done it. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I've never done it, but just doing the NBA ones, I'm thinking like in my mind, it feels like it'd be fun for NFL. Like think about how many weeks you go up against someone, Paul, and you're like, that guy's going to go off on me. Now imagine you could just put them in your FanDuel lineup and they go off on you in here, but like that also for you in FanDuel, like that like kind of almost even out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you. Oh yeah, the Cowboys defense paid off for you last week.
Oh yeah.
You picked the Saints defense up for the playoff stretch, right? I remember hearing people
No,
say
it's because they
that
play the. Well,
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess it's just the Giants. I could have
yeah,
sworn
I'm
someone
only
said they
going
had a
for
good playoff
Giants.
schedule, but it must be.
It must
I'm
be
probably
someone because I
wrong.
have the Ravens for next week, who play the Giants too.
Oh, you're just
That was my
going
other plan.
straight G man.
Well, yeah, it was either Giants or Raiders, but the Raiders actually looked great with Aiden O'Connell. So
You're playing
now I
the
guess it's the
craziest
Jags.
like Russian roulette like chance time lottery with like playing the worst defenses in the NFL every week, and it's been working. Like the second that you play one of these guys and they get you -4, you're gonna be scarred.
I've been shocked I haven't had I've had like 1 week where someone got me like 3 points. Every other week's been like 7 or more.
Oh, dude, that's why. Trust me. That's why when like we it was Austin and Ryan and stuff. Like I mean, multiple people. No one likes defenses, and I don't think anyone would be opposed to having them out. The only reason why in any other year I would be like get defenses out, fuck them, because I usually get fucked by them every year. But this year, like you said, I had 1 week where the Broncos got me 2. I seriously think that my defense has gotten me no less than 5 every other week. Like my defense have actually been doing good for me, which is not usually
Yeah, I'm
normal.
kind of enjoying it this year.
Yeah, this is the only year I've ever enjoyed defenses. But like I have to keep thinking of the past like Monday night miracle losses I've had with defenses scoring 30, and also that 1 year where my team was good as fuck and I lost to Dave in the playoffs, which I have been wondering this for a while. First of all, I guess let's finish off the waivers. Ryan added Caleb,
Ryan.
and
Nice.
yeah, does he need? He might have a quarterback this week, or the Ravens on a bye.
Lamar's on bye.
Yeah. So good pickup there, and then Kyle picked up the Bills defense, who I was also thinking of because, again, I'm not in the playoffs guaranteed, but I was like, man, New England and the Jets, 16
and the
and
Jets
17.
When they're gonna be
dude.
3 and 13 at that point.
That's gonna be like Kyle just set him up. I'm actually shocked you didn't pick them up. Do you not have like room for them or anything?
Not right now.
Oh, but you picked up the Ravens.
But yeah, that's just for the first week though.
Yeah, like I probably would have. If I were. You're already in the playoffs, though. I don't think you can get too far ahead. I would have dropped Roshan
but I don't
and
have
put the Bills.
To hold 3 defenses, though.
You don't need fucking Roshan, dude. What the hell is he doing on your team?
He's getting touchdowns every now and
then. That would be the guy that I would have dropped.
I got my lottery ticket.
Your lottery ticket would have been. I would have wanted the Bills if I were you. I'm jealous that you're in the position that you're in. I'm envious, and I'm mad at you that you didn't pick up the Bills defense. Kyle might go back to back just by that move alone. I'm seeing right now. I have it in my mind. Championship week. What time do the Bills and Jets play? That has to be a day game. All right, let's see.
Yeah, that has to be 1 o'clock.
Yeah, but just in case, case it's like a Monday night game, I'm gonna check.
I think they leave it
1
as
p.m.
TBD.
Damn it! Oh. No, the last week is TBD. But yeah, so it is a 1 p.m. game. But I'm imagining Kyle versus Paul in the championship game. Aaron Rodgers has benched himself, like he's out, and they're playing God knows who. Tyrod Taylor, I think, is their backup, and I'm sensing a Bills 16-point blow up. Your defense is the Saints, and they get you -3 points, and you lose the championship by 5.
And then I spend all off season swearing that defenses must be removed.
Trust me. Well, that's kind of what I was going to get to. Here is the year that I went 12-2 when I lost to Dave. Let's see, what year is this? This year. Let's see. I know for a fact when I played Dave in round 2. Okay, so he did beat me by 24. Man, that sucked. Oh my god, I forgot I'm in this.
Rip.
It might show. Okay, it won't show it. Regardless. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have to go back to Edge anyways for the other matchup. So I'm still looking this up. Fuck you guys. I think it was 2021. Oh yeah, I also got my money back that year, so that also kind of made up for losing. So when I played, are you serious? Oh, that's round one. When I played Dave, man, 145 points. And there was a stretch there where every year I was losing in the playoffs, it was like 150 to like 130. And I was like, I just got hosed.
Mhm.
Yes, the Dolphins defense got Dave 25. Apparently, the Eagles got me 18. So I guess I can't complain too much, but I remember being pissed at the time. Things must have gotten on the hand later on, but after the 1 o'clock games, when Waddle and the Dolphins defense combined for 45, I remember being like, I'm fucked. I lost this week. It's actually wild seeing Michael Carter on here. I forgot about. Is this even Michael
Man,
Carter? That doesn't even look like him. That's crazy. Matt
the Tar
Gay.
Heel.
This is back when we had kickers. God, that makes me want to puke. Damian Harris. Yeah, I forgot he was on my bench. That made me sick, dude. Because I played fucking Javante over him. Oh, man. Antonio Brown. We had 2 flexes then because we only had 10 people. That's good
Oh
times.
yeah,
Good
good
times.
times.
Yeah. All right. Back to this week's matchup. Oh shit. How do I get back to normal season? Let's see. So here is this week's matchups. Let's just go. Oh wow. Okay. Some of these are good. Okay. Wow. Some of these are good in different ways. All right. Let's get to ones that suck. All right. Here's one. A little bit of ramifications here. Paul, you are 9-4. You're looking to get a 1 seed. However, I did see you have a decent amount of buys. Austin's team is looking good right now. It's been looking good. What do you think your chances are of getting that first round bye?
Um, I liked it better when he didn't have
Garendo.
Gerardo, whatever the fuck.
Gerardo. You're right.
uh,
Yeah, if he didn't have Gerardo, he'd be starting Ray McLeod.
I know. Yeah, that's what it was before. Waivers went through today.
Mm-hmm.
I got some questionable fellows on my team, so hopefully
Mm-hmm.
they all play. If they don't, Trey Benson or something's gonna happen. So, either way, I mean, truth be told, I'll be okay with losing because I really hope I get that matchup with Steve. If that ends up not
Mm.
working out, then I'll be pretty upset.
See, that's the
So,
look. You're saying what I've been thinking is if you win, like Steve is guaranteed to not be the 7 seed. If you win,
mhm.
you're probably getting the 2 seed. Maybe you get the 1, but I think playing Steve is also like a buy. If I were you, I think like the potential of having to play Gorman might be enough for me. Like, obviously, you're not going to not set your lineup and just fully throw. But I think if you lose, it might not be the worst thing. You might just get to play
Mhm.
Steve, and like that would also be like a first round bye. So I think you're in a really good spot right now.
Yeah.
I do think Austin has a really good chance of winning with Garendo. That being said, Bucky gets Vegas. Great matchup. Let's see, Josh Allen, the Rams are a pretty good matchup. Green Bay is not a great matchup for Jameer, but like I guess for you, I'd be like mainly concerned about the flex position. Austin, I wouldn't be concerned about anything. I don't think he really has a buy to worry
Mhm.
about at this point with Garendo in. But I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think I could pick a winner between the you two, to be honest.
Yeah. I want to pick Austin because I'm on the train of wanting to lose right now. But
Mhm.
also, having Keon Coleman in my flex made me think of something because he's a rookie, and also Lad McConkey is my favorite rookie this year, or
Mhm.
was at the beginning at least. But Bucky's now taking that spot. I remembered there was a trade in the works in like week 3 or 4 when Lad McConkey was terrible and Deontay Johnson was actually useful. Uh, that was the
Oh,
trade that could have happened, and I turned it down. I was like, no way,
that
Lad looks like shit. And then
that's
it's
crazy
the
just because of
total
how
opposite.
bad the Panthers looked. But at the same time, that might have been Andy Dalton got subbed in, right?
Hmm.
And
But
Adam
also,
Thielen was out, and like, but that
yeah.
one makes a little more sense than like at the time. At the time, Jordan Mason just didn't pan out in general. I feel like, but at the time we
Hmm.
thought he'd be like a top 10 running back. The
True.
Deontay Johnson one makes like a little more sense. Like if you would have accepted that one for Lad, I don't think I would have questioned it like as much. My main thing with Lad was just like Lad for a top 10 running back. Like that seemed insane to me at the time, and we have
Hmm.
hindsight. But at the time, I'll stand by that. Um, but my main issue with Lad was the fact that Chip took him in like round 6, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because like I got Brian Thomas Jr. in like the 10th. Like you could have waited so much longer. You know,
Hmm.
that was my only gripe with Lad. Um,
Oh God.
I who knows what he's going to end up being in the NFL. Looks pretty solid right now. But it was mainly, I was like, I still think that, Chip lost this season by drafting Mahomes and by taking Jaden Reed and McConkey at that turn, because McConkey has panned out now. But think about it, the first 7 weeks, that lad was basically losing him every week, 7-8 weeks, So, but yeah, if you had lad now, that'd be you'd have a hard decisions every week, though, to be honest. Maybe it's best you don't have him.
Yeah, true. And I just realized DJ Moore and Bucky did not practice today, so I'm a little worried. But also, that could mean Trey Benson
Keon
time.
play this past week? No, he hasn't
played in 3 weeks.
I was gonna say he might not even play. This might.
I know.
I'm gonna throw out. Well, you have Elijah Moore. We'll see. He's questionable too. You got the hospital roster going on here. But the reason I went with that game first is just because Austin's out with nothing real to play for. You're clinched playoffs, and if you lose, it's not the end of the world. We'll go to the piss matchup just because. No, you know what? This one doesn't have any. I just realized this has no bearing on anything either. Steve versus Dewey. They're both 8-5. They're both in the playoffs. I don't know if I really even care about spending time on this game. When Dewey sets his lineup, he doesn't have a quarterback right now. He didn't pick one up. Dewey might just be throwing. Steve actually might win. So if Steve wins, it would be even better for you to lose also. I don't know. Things are getting confusing there. Dewey and Steve are clinched. I don't think we need to spend time on this, right?
I just don't want to play Dewey. That'd be a nightmare.
That would be a major nightmare, dude. That would be terrible. So yeah, that would be... You're in a weird spot now. Now that I'm seeing that Dewey's going to lose, I'm just going to go to standings real quick. Wait a second. I have an idea. Let me pull up.
Dewey would be the 6th then, right?
If let me pull up. I don't want to spoil, because remember I did that website. I don't want to spoil it, but I can pull up the playoff calculator. That is a feature in this. I can pull up this playoff calculator on the this website. So let's go playoff odds. No, not playoff odds. Playoff machine. All right. So shit, you're probably not gonna be able to see this, right?
No.
Damn it. I'm gonna share just straight up my screen if I can. Whatever. Here, I'm showing this. So here's the fantasy playoff machine thing. Okay, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go like this. What I think is gonna happen. I'll say Nick wins, Gorman wins. Let's say Gorman's in the playoffs because you don't want to play Gorman, right? For the most part. Let's say if you win, and then you have more points than Ryan though, right?
Yeah, currently.
So let's say Ryan wins that. Whatever here. Let's give Mike and Dave a tie. And then Dewey loses. So we think Dewey's going to lose, right? All right. So if Dewey loses, you win. You would be 10-4. You would have the 1 seed if Ryan beat Kyle, and you also kept more points than Ryan.
Score a lot.
Yeah, but if Kyle were to beat Ryan, I think, Kyle would definitely have it. So then you would be the 2 seed in that situation. The 3 seed would... You would play Gorman?
Because he has the worst record out of everyone.
I'm trying to think of how you play... Is there any way you play Steve? This is you losing.
Steve has to lose. Steve has to lose, man.
Oh, so if Steve loses, then you play...
6.
Oh... I don't know. You're kind of in a weird spot, I guess. I guess
it depends on the scoring too.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, the scoring is gonna be big too. You're gonna have to hope for the 1 seed. I think. I don't know. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
I just don't see how Dewey wins this matchup. I think Dewey is gonna lose. So I think you do have to go for the 1 seed, or else you probably are playing Gorman. Yeah.
No quarterback. You might have to start Waddle.
Yeah, so it's all going to come down. You need Ryan to beat Kyle, at the very least, and you need to win your matchup and still maintain more points than Ryan and get that 1 seed, because I think that it's very unlikely that you play Steve, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
That's
It's
kind of
not looking good.
crazy. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I really didn't even think of that. So yeah.
Unless it's like the 4 or 5, I feel like that's the only way we can match up if all these losses
Oh
happen.
yeah, but there's no way you can get the 4 seed.
If I lose and don't score a
Oh,
lot.
okay. So wait, yeah. So you lose, but you would still have more points than Dewey. That would be if Dewey won, but if Steve won, well then you'd play Steve. I don't know. I think this is tough. This is breaking my brain a little bit, but I think your best bet is to get that bye. So I guess you do have to hope for a win for the most part, or things end up crazy in your favor. Now this game also has like no bearing on anything, so let's talk about this. But it is a great matchup because it's two piss teams. And remember I said Dave just needs to play Mike and get any kind of momentum. Mike is actually projected to beat Dave as it stands
That's
right
a
now.
shock.
Yeah, so maybe Dave is going to end 1-13. What are your thoughts on this game? I don't know who's going to win. I think Tyreek Hill sucks now. I think Malik Neighbors isn't doing anything with Drew Lock. Najee, we played the Steelers again this week. I didn't even know that. Najee's probably going to do all right there. I feel like he always does good against the Browns. Rashad is basically non-existent. Cade Otton has completely fallen off. What has Cade Otton done in that stretch
Nothing.
Cade Otton had of 3 weeks? He's done nothing since then. The only thing is Pickens might fuck us up, and Russ could probably fuck us up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I feel like I got to go with Mike in this
I
one.
think Mike is going to be my guaranteed win of the week, and I'm sorry to say that, Dave. As fucked up as that is to say, I think that's what I'm going with. Like Jamar playing Dallas, Calvin
Yeah, I was just
playing
gonna say that.
Jacksonville, Tracy versus the Saints, like Purdy. I don't even know if I'd want to play. Well, I guess he doesn't have another quarterback. Whatever. I think Mike wins this. Again, no bearing on anything besides Dave trying to not be the worst record in fantasy football Babs history. Now here's one of the biggest matchups of the week. Kyle playing Ryan, a battle for first. And now that I'm looking at it now, Paul, you're in a really weird spot because I think that Kyle is going to beat Ryan. Kyle does have Joe Mixon on a bye, so that's big. And I don't think Rico's going to do as good against Cincy as like some of the other matchups. I don't even know if Juwan Jennings is. All right, this is going to be pretty close, actually. Who do you think is going to win, Kyle or Ryan?
I got to go with Kyle. Just having Brock Bowers is unfair, but this is
really
Ryan and George Kittle, but Kittle might be back to normal.
Yeah.
Who knows? This is a toss-up for me.
Yeah, this is a toss-up, but, whoever wins this, if Kyle wins this, he's basically guaranteed the 1 seed. If Ryan wins this, he could potentially be the 1 seed. And whoever loses is guaranteed to not have the 1 seed. So a lot riding on this. Great matchup. Apparently the last time they played was when Ryan beat Kyle 110 to 44. Yeah, that was the Mickey time. Yeah. Actually, now that we are talking about Mickey, I think it's time to bring up that we do have a new Mickey, potentially, probably. Steve has essentially gotten into the playoffs off of Mickey. He wins scoring 63, 86, 79, with his opponent scoring 58, 60, and 64. So 3 of Steve's 8 wins, almost half of them, have been complete Mickey. I mean, technically, week 2, if you want to say he won 95 to 72, that's half of his wins, Mickey. Are these all against Dave and Mike?
Mike? Yeah, pretty much.
Mike? No, Austin. Mike, Austin, but then Dave and Mike again. That's crazy.
That was before Austin's team got good.
Steve got to play Dave and Mike twice. That's crazy. Whatever.
Yeah.
He's in the playoffs, so what can you say? But I think we never went over highest score and stuff. I'm pretty sure he's least scored on now. Yeah, so Steve has beat Ryan out for least scored on. Most scored on is actually Chip, but then it's Dave. And then most points on the season is still Kyle, probably going to stay that way. Paul is second highest scorer, Ryan third, Nick's up there too, Gorman and Dewey. Everyone's like pretty much up there. Really, anyone could take it if they have like a crazy week. But yeah, Paul 6-1 in division, Steve 6-1 in division, 4 of those wins being Mike and Dave, which is crazy. Mike didn't win a single game in the West. Everyone in the West got free wins on Mike, and basically everyone got free wins on Dave.
As for Dave's only win was against Mike too, right?
Paul, yeah, you're right. Paul, you're a home merchant, 7-1 at home.
I looked at that, and I am away against Austin this week.
So a 7-1 record, you killed it at home. So you really need that first round bye. You need home field advantage, and you're going to get it at least for the first round. But if you secure that all through the playoffs, that could be a huge advantage for you. Dave sucked at home. As for away, Paul not as great. Oh yeah, 2-3 on the road, Paul. It's kind of crazy. Kyle 5-1 on the road dog. As for streaks, Nick has the longest winning streak. You have the second longest winning streak. Dave has the longest losing streak, 10 in a row.
That has to be the longest streak in Footbap history, no doubt.
Dude, you were up there. You were up there last year, though. I thought you lost.
Mine was like I was 0-5 and then I won, so that like split the season up.
Okay.
So Dave definitely has the longest one.
Kyle is creeping up on you in total moves. Just saying.
I know. He's been within 5 like all year, so I think I'm okay. As long as he doesn't do some whack shit.
Yeah, he's been going batshit crazy with the waiver wire pick. I'm also going to the offers report real quick because I forgot to go over this. But Garendo, Austin put 37 and 1, but Steve put 30, lost. You put 21, which I'd imagine is your remaining balance.
Yep.
Yeah. Kyle put 21, which is probably his. Chip put 13, which is probably his. This one is crazy. And on the thumbnail, you can see Austin texted me and said, "Fucking clown ass Dave with his $10 poverty bid."
Dave had $70.
Dave had $70 and only put $10. So I said to Austin was like, "Dave gave up, man. He's not trying." I was like, "Dude, he tried hard enough to even put a bid on. At that point, just put 70. What the hell is he putting a $10 bid for?" Like, if anything, you should be one to be pissed at that, right? Because Austin just got Garendo. So if he didn't have Garendo,
I was gonna do like my person who I thought was gonna take it is Nick, because Nick has a buy or something. I don't know what's going on, but he has $59 and he actually like needs people. And he doesn't pay attention to waivers on Wednesday, so he did nothing. But like that was because I texted Austin that same thing. I was like, I figured Nick or Dewey or Dave was the people with the most money would just throw it all on him, but they don't pay attention enough.
Yeah, exactly, which is kind of crazy to think. But yeah, I was thinking when I saw that Dave had $70, I was in because he put a bid down. So I was like, it'd be one thing if he didn't put a bid. Insane. He put a bid down and only put $10. I have no idea what was going on there. This is the Cardinals defense thing I was talking about. Apparently they were a hot commodity. Will Disley, like I said, Chip went for Will. Yeah, I put a Dolphins one on just for the hell of it. And then let's see, Juwan Johnson. Yeah, I put a $0 bid just in case I didn't get Disley. Anyway, back to the matchups. We kind of had to cover that because I had forgotten the offers thing. I thought was like pretty important. Matchups we need to go
Gorman
over still. Chip, right? Yes, we'll go Gorman and Chip.
You and Nick.
Yeah. These are basically intertwined. So Gorman plays Chip. He's 6-7. If he wins and I lose, Gorman makes the playoffs. If I win, I'm automatically in. And if Gorman loses in general, I'm automatically in whether I win or lose. So right now, Gorman is projected to win 93-77. I don't know if Gorman set his lineup. Let's check that real quick. Yeah, I think like Gorman's lineup is set. Yeah, I was just thinking 93 seems
Chip's
like...
team is just in shambles.
Yeah, Chip's team is in shambles. He doesn't have a tight end. He's probably starting Javonte Williams, right? Oh, thank God. Is he on bye? Oh, thank Christ. He's finally out of his fucking lineup. So Chip's gonna... How is he only projected 77? Am I going crazy right now?
No Zach Ertz and
yeah,
Kareem Hunt.
But so you're telling me if Chip his defense is projected 5.7, which isn't bad. You're telling me if Chip picks up a tight end that's projected 6 points, he's only going to be projected 83? Is it really that bad? I guess it must really be that bad. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I personally, like I said, if Gorman wins, I have to win. So I am playing this by assuming Gorman is winning. He's
I feel
got
like he has it.
he's got Aaron Jones versus the Piss Falcons. Saquon versus Carolina might get 50 by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Baker versus the Piss Raiders. Hopkins receivers can beat the Chargers. Laporta, who I don't know if it really matters what he does. Smith versus Devontae versus Carolina. And then as for Chip, it's not only just that he doesn't really have anyone in a great matchup. I guess Jaden Reed versus Detroit. Brees Hall kind of sucks, man. I don't know. Maybe Lad's kind of like
Against Kansas
hurt.
City, though.
Yeah, Lad's kind of like hurt too. So I don't know. I'm
It's
playing
tough.
it by Gorman's gonna win. I said Mike's my guaranteed win of the week. Gorman is the only other one that I think I would guarantee to win this week. I would guarantee Steve to win, but I'm afraid that Dewey's gonna at least try to win and maybe end up not being projected to lose so bad. But like to me, I feel like Steve is gonna win, and I feel like not that matters, but I feel like Gorman's gonna win for sure. I really feel like he's gonna win. So then that gets to me and Nick's matchup. Nick is projected 101. I'm projected 99.
This is game of the week, no doubt, because it is close.
Yeah, this can be game of the week. I think, yeah, because I guess Kyle and
all the others like don't really mean anything or aren't close.
I don't know. The one seed is pretty important, but yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, last time I played
Ryan.
Nick, I lost 100 to 85. Apparently. Let's see. Burrow gets Dallas on Monday night. That's terrifying. I mean, I guess I have Chase Brown there. Apparently, Ken Walker didn't practice today. Let's see. Is that what's going on here? Due to ankle and calf injuries.
Damn, he's falling apart.
Oh my God. Do I even have another running back on my team? Oh, Chuba. Yeah, I have ETN in right now because he's projected a lot. I'd be decently shocked if I played him, but I guess anything can happen. I don't know. After Chuba Hubbard like collapsed last week, I don't know who to play. To me, it's because Minnesota's so bad. I don't hate starting Mooney. Because Chuba Hubbard's been like a top 10 running back all year, I don't hate him. I kind of like Xavier Worthy. And I kind of like ETN. I got like 4 guys that I feel basically the exact same about. The only reason I'm going to keep Brian I don't know. Now Mac Jones is starting. I got some decisions to make. But I did see a tweet that there were 5 plays this year where Xavier Worthy was wide open for long touchdowns. And Mahomes threw bad passes and missed them. And if those 5 passes, so just 5 passes, if those were completed, guess what what wide receiver Xavier Worthy would be on the year?
10.
Okay. Let's look. So currently he's 39. Now what do you think? Still 10? You can keep it as 10. I'm just
16.
16. He would be wide receiver 6 if those 5 passes were completed. Yeah.
That's outrageous.
How crazy is that? Because they were all like 50-yard touchdowns basically, or like 50, 40, 30-yard touchdowns. And I guess they added up to he would be the wide receiver 6 and half PPR if Mahomes just knew how to throw a deep ball. But Mahomes doesn't know how to throw the deep ball anymore. He's completely lost it.
He's fat.
Yeah, but I like Worthy. Like this is going to be tough. So the projection is what it is right now, but I bet by the time the game starts, it'll be more like 4 points. But projections don't fucking mean anything anyways. The way I see it is I'm very worried because Kyler plays Seattle and he sucked against Seattle the last time they played. Ken Walker played Arizona. I want to say he did pretty bad against Arizona. Yeah, like he didn't really do much against Arizona and he's injured. I like Chase Brown versus Dallas for me. I don't know what to think about A.J. Brown. Every time he has an easy matchup, he doesn't do anything. Like Baltimore and Washington, and I mean Dallas was fine. Jacksonville, nothing. He got hurt that game, but still. BTJ, I don't know. Like I said, Mac Jones starting. I'm probably starting Will Disley because I don't think that Dalton Kincaid is playing this week, but we'll see. And then, like I said, I got all these like other guys down here. But mainly for Nick, I'm very worried about Kyron versus Buffalo because I've said it before. Buffalo's run defense is just bad. Burrow against Dallas is terrifying. James Conner against Seattle is terrifying. What did James Conner do last time they played Seattle? Please tell me he didn't do good. You know what? I almost wish he did good so I could say this time he's going to do bad. But I would imagine he does better than this. So no,
was it just bad?
Yeah, he just didn't do good.
I
The
mean,
running game wasn't
5 for
effective.
41 catching
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
up for it.
Yeah. So I would imagine he does better. Obviously, I'm terrified of Amon-Ra. Man,
Debo.
it would be
What I'm
so
thinking about
Debo.
Debo is because 2 running backs out, I feel like they're going to make him run the
Yeah,
ball a lot.
that's what I was gonna say. It's two things. One is he's been so bad that he has to do good at some point. And with the running backs out, I feel like he's gonna get like 5 carries. Like it's not gonna be all Grando in my mind. What did Njoku do against Pittsburgh last time? Drop that touchdown pass, right? I think Njoku's a really good fantasy tight end. So I'm
Yeah, he's
terrified of
always a
him.
red zone target. So
Yeah, and then
he might
I
get a
think
touchdown.
I think Jalen Warren's just a good running back. I think he's I was gonna say he's probably guaranteed 8 points. Steelers versus Jameis, that's pretty terrifying.
That's probably a touchdown guaranteed.
Yeah. So like
It'll be close. It'll be a tough one.
I don't know if it'll be close. This isn't even just me talking because it's my team. I'm just so down on all the players on my team at this point that like I this last time we played Nick won 100 to 85. I kind of see like the same thing. I feel like my team's just going to score like 80 points around there and then unless Nick has a piss class, like probably a loss. So in my mind, I know that ESPN probably tomorrow morning is going to have me at like 55% chance to make it. I kind of think that I should be 45 and Gorman 55 because the only reason like these projections are bullshit. Like I don't believe in Ken getting 14 and Kyler getting 18 and AJ Brown getting 13 and shit. Like I just don't believe these projections. So I would imagine Gorman gets in if I had to put a prediction. And Paul, I need you to be objective here and not say what you think I want to hear or anything. What do you think is going to happen?
I do think Nick wins, but I do really think it'll be like within 10 points.
Okay, but
it'll
Gorman
come down
too.
to Monday night.
You think Gorman is going to be in the playoffs,
Gorman locks
right?
in.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's winning for sure. It's going to come down to this matchup here. So,
but you would pick Nick, right?
If I had to choose, I would go with Nick. So I do think Gorman makes the playoffs, which is unfortunate because his team actually could be insane.
Yeah, I know that Gorman could actually, like, he could genuinely win it all. I mean, Saquon and Derrick Henry is, if he could figure out wide receiver in any capacity, which if you think about it, he's missed out on so many waiver wide receivers. Even just Elijah Moore is a good waiver wide receiver. So he had opportunities he could definitely have taken advantage of. But I guess he's kind of locked in with what he's locked in with now. So I think Gorman, we both are leaning Gorman makes the playoffs. We'll see what ends up actually happening. I really wish it would have come down to like me, Gorman, Steve, and Dewey all playing because Steve and Dewey play each other this week. Like how awesome would that have been? Yeah, I was hoping so bad for those two 7-6 playing. Gorman 6-7. If he wins, I'm 7-6 playing someone else, and it's like, dude, we like potentially are gonna have 3 7-7 teams. That's kind of what I was hoping for. But so it's slightly boring in that aspect that we have games that like don't matter. But we do have, I will say, it's exciting from the standpoint that the 1 seed race is going to be exciting. Like we have 2 9-4 teams playing each other, and then like you playing Austin and his team looking good. Real quick before, just as like a fun little thing, real quick. If I had to rank the fantasy football teams right now in our league, I think my number 1 team is Dewey. I feel just so good about his team right now, like Bijan Robinson and everything. So I'm going Dewey 1, Kyle 2. Oh man, Austin's not even in it, but I might say Austin 3. Austin 3.
Well, CMC out now. I feel like his team dips.
Oh yeah, but he has Garenda. Yeah, you're right. His team does. Okay. So Dewey 1, Kyle 2, 3, probably you, and then Austin. Oh no, Okay,
Look at the
Nick
death
3.
lineup there.
Nick
Josh Allen,
3.
Gibbs, and Jefferson. Oh.
Yeah. Well, Nick 3, just because I feel really good about his team too. Nick doesn't have Nico Collins this week, and his team looks this good, right? Like that's how good his team is. So Dewey 1, Kyle 2, Nick 3, Paul 4, Austin 5. But if Austin beats you this week, I'm flipping that shit. I'm just saying that right now. I know that you have buys, I think, but either way. Oh wait, where did I put Gorman at? I'm gonna put Gorman 5 before Austin, then Austin 6.
Where's Ryan?
Fuck. I think I feel better about Gorman's team than Ryan. So Ryan 6, Austin 7. Fuck Steve. I'm putting me 8 and then Steve 9. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting 3 teams. Who the fuck am I forgetting right now?
Mike, and Dave.
Oh yeah. Okay. So then Dave 10. Mike 11, Chip 12. I'm sorry, dude. Chip's team is fucking bad. I've been saying it for like 4 weeks now. Chip's team is so bad. What happened?
Fell off the rails.
I know he had injuries. He lost Rashee Rice and shit. And obviously Achan and CMC were hurt earlier on. But holy fuck, man. That's why I'm saying like poor Dave doesn't deserve his record. 1-13 and his or 1-12. We don't know what's going to happen this week. I think he's going to get a win potentially. Or he could get a win potentially. 1-12, dude, he doesn't deserve that fucking record. That's so fucked. Like when his team like Chip's been like running around fucking his own ass this whole season. That's crazy. If you had to do power rankings, what would you do?
I would do Dewey 1.
Ooh, is that just a copy or what's up with that?
No,
I'm surprised you went.
I would be if I'm like I'm thinking of it like if I matched up with them, who would I'd be more afraid of?
Yeah.
Dewey definitely because he's been scoring like 130.
He's on fire, yeah.
Yeah, so Dewey 1, Kyle 2. I think I'm third best. I like my team if I'm healthy or not in bye weeks.
I think I had you at 4.
Yeah, but like if I'm playing everybody, I'm always projected like 107 to 110, so it makes me feel good.
Ooh, you're just a projection Pauly.
I love projections. It makes me enjoy my lineup a little bit more.
It makes me sick to my stomach every time I see projections.
Number 4. I mean, Gorman. Honestly, I'd be terrified to play him, so I'd put him 4. 5, Ryan. 6, Austin, just because his team can score 80 or 120. You never know. Am I at 6 then? 7, you. 8, Steve. 9. I'm forgetting someone.
You forgot someone.
Oh, Nick.
You forgot Nick. I was gonna say.
Shit.
So you might have Ryan at 6. Yeah,
I'm moving Nick to 4.
Me and you both have Ryan at 6 then, which is kind of crazy.
Everyone else goes down.
Yeah.
Steve at 9 though.
That's who I had over you. I had Nick over you. Yeah. That was our only difference. Well, you have Steve 9 or whatever.
Steve was 9.
And then what's 10, 11, 12?
Between Chip, Dave, and I'd go Dave 10. I'd put Chip ahead of Mike.
I can't be done. Look at the projection. You're a projections Pauly. Chip is projected 77 points, and even when he has a tight end,
he doesn't have his guy Javante in.
Oh my god! Don't make me puke. No, yeah, but even when Chip puts someone in, it's gonna be 83. Mike is projected 100, dude. It's pretty fucking good. I'm just saying right now. But yeah, I mean, it's your ranking, so whatever. But it's just it's kind of crazy. Dave and Mike kind of came alive at the end here, even though it didn't end up in the win column. They like put up points for the most part in multiple weeks. I feel like that's always kind of what ends up happening. But yeah, those are the matchups. I'm gonna go on ESPN real quick. They do that write up every week, and I'm just gonna check and see if they mention anything about playoffs or anything here. Let's see. Is this a joke? Are you not entertained? And it's about Steve and Mike's 79-64 matchup. No. Oh, wait, that's why. Are you not entertained? No. Oh, sorry about that. Lowest scoring matchup of the week didn't do anything for you. Well, we supposed you could blame Kyle Pitts and the Titans' defense for this one, as neither of them provided much for their teams. We wouldn't actually blame them because they probably didn't even know this was happening. If you personally know them, blah blah blah, whatever. This is how you put on a show, Paul and Chip. That was the highest combined points of the week. Give it up for Josh Allen.
Yay.
Yeah, cool. Let's see. So nothing about the playoffs yet. Top scoring players were Jerry Jeudy 1 and Jameis Winston 2, and then Josh Allen, then Jane Daniels, then Russell Wilson. So just all quarterbacks. Kind of crazy. Most valuable bench warmer was Jerry Jeudy, but also Russ and Tua were on there. Oh, great. False starters were Chuba getting me 2, and then Cooper Kupp getting Ryan 3. The game changer of the week was Brock Bowers getting Kyle 25 points. I didn't even realize he got that much. And Kyle only won by 12 or something. So he needed all those points. It's kind of crazy. And then, if I'm looking right now, I mean, technically ESPN, I guess, gives Gorman a 61% chance to win. This is all based on projections, so it's kind of bullshit. So I'm kind of pissed they didn't say anything about the playoffs. That would have been fun. Right now, a little bonus segment. Paul, do you want to help set up my work lineup? Is there anyone on my bench who I should... I have Brian Thomas Jr. and Darnell Mooney and DJ Moore on my bench. As of right now, I have Chuba and Dowdle. I kind of feel like I might bench Chuba. Maybe
I was
even
Dowdle.
Say
Chuba for... Hold on, scroll down a bit. Oh, Brian? Damn.
Yeah, I don't know, actually. Now I'm kind of questioning it. This is what how I said, or maybe I didn't say it to you. I said it to someone else. My work league is so similar to this league, like Rico Dowdle, Brian Thomas Jr., Darnell Mooney, Chuba Hubbard, Chase Brown, all that, right? Even the defenses, I pretty much have had the same. Yeah, like I have Broncos and Eagles in here. I had Eagles and Broncos in our league. The only difference is in this league, you start 3 flexes. So I got to just I didn't have to you know what I mean? I just got to start all 3 of them and all have them all do good every week, or for the most part. So it was just, I was able to rack up so many points with how good and deep my team was drafted on here. Whereas in our league, you only start 1 flex. I guess while I have you here now though, Austin was suggesting maybe doing 2 flex or something. I think that might get really fucked up potentially. I don't know.
Yeah, some people have no bench and they'd be starting Trey Benson or something.
Yeah. Which is why I was gonna say this year for me that would have been great. But I'm pretty sure last year my team was so fucked with injuries that I don't know what my who I would have started in my flex and stuff or in my second
Austin's
flex.
Austin's team this year would be the greatest team ever if we did that because he had.
Brian
Robinson on his bench all year.
Yeah.
I mean, yours would be great too. But I feel his is just nuts.
Yeah, Austin definitely had. Yeah. I want to see what last year my second flex would have been. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So apparently I started Elijah Moore at one point. Let's go to before shit hit the fan. I was starting Zay Jones by the time playoffs started last year. Holy shit! My team had so many fucking. Yeah, Pacheco was hurt. I had Rico Dowdle last year. That's hilarious. Maybe I'm just a Rico Dowdle guy. Let me go back to when my team was healthier. Let's go here. When my team was in its prime. Garrett Wilson got me negative 0.1 in a week. What the hell happened that week? What the fuck? He fumbled and caught 2 passes, I guess. This week, I'm looking. My second flex, would it be Jahan Dotson? I guess their guys could have worked. I don't know. It's tough because I go back and forth thinking I usually have depth, but injuries can just fuck up your depth, and there's nothing you can do about that. So in it being a 12-man, when you're in a 10-man, it's a lot easier to fill in your 2 flex spots.
Yeah,
it's a little harder in 12-man, and imagine bye weeks would get really fucked up. So I think I lean towards no. But it's the same thing with defenses where this year I'm I kind of like defenses. And this year I would have been I kind of like the 2 flexes. Those would have helped me out, But in other years it wouldn't. So it's hard for me to as I'm thinking about it right now, though, I think that it could get real gross real fast. But I don't know. Something to think about for anyone listening right now. Like Paul, if you had to pick right now, what way would you lean?
I'd say no, just because like in my team it wouldn't be horrible, but like I could think of like 3 or 4 teams, maybe 5, that are struggling to put a lineup together every week, and if we add another spot in there, it would just not be useful.
Yeah, let me
Like
see.
Gorman already is
Ryan would have
struggling
been
wide
fucked
receiver.
this year. Think about
Yeah,
it. Ryan's team is good, but like in a week like this, like I guess Mike Williams did good. Like,
well, look at his starting running backs. So
yeah, like oh my god, Ryan's team would be so fucked. Like that's such a big difference. So yeah, it kind of goes both ways. It's a different beast playing 2 flex. I feel like, and I feel like maybe people like me and you, like or people playing for like depth, in general might be okay, but like think about it, Ryan doing his like lottery ticket running back strat, dude.
even
like
Nick Sad's team, like his whole season was based on his starters only.
yeah,
His bench
exactly.
was not good.
So I think it's tough with it being a 12-man, but I don't know. I guess something to think about. We could always just try to get people to answer polls and see if they do it. I would imagine not many people would want to do that.
Yeah.
The defense one would be close. I could see that being real close. I could see off the top of my head, I would probably say no to defenses, but like again, they've treated me well. Like, so I don't know. What would you do?
Defense again, yeah. It depends how my season ends, really.
Exactly.
Right now, I'm enjoying it, and I like the streaming defense every week. It does well for me, but
yeah,
I'm indifferent on it. I don't know how I would vote.
that's what I'm saying. I think maybe I would just fall in the I don't care category because I don't think I want to say no or yes. It just depends on the year. But I think Ryan would say no. Ryan would say no defenses. Austin would say no defenses. I could see.
I don't know what else.
I feel like Dave would be indifferent. I feel like a lot of people don't care about defenses. I think it would be a bunch of indifference, and then Ryan and Austin saying no, basically. But we'd see about that. Flex wise, I think most people would say no to the 2
One
flex.
flex is good. What about 2 quarterback?
Oh God, that could be real gross with how bad like quarterback play can be. I don't know. That one changes the entire complexity of fantasy football if you think about it. Like then quarterbacks go in the first round.
The whole draft would be fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the tight end premium where tight ends get double points. It's like it would be. Yeah, you're right. It would be so fucked because think about it. ESPN's rankings are always just based on one quarterback. Like we could probably like it would be like a cheese strat where like me and you could get like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and like early on, like we could just stash quarterbacks and then people would like not realize you have to take them early and stuff because the rankings wouldn't be like that. I don't hate it, but it definitely changes how fantasy football is played like entirely. So maybe at a later point, but I probably would say no to that for now.
Yeah,
and I would
like
also
what
say
we have
no
now
to
is fine.
Yeah, I'd also say no to the tight end premium, double tight end points.
Oh,
Fuck
no
that.
way.
Yeah, I definitely
think
don't
about
want
Brock
that.
Bowers right now. Kyle's team would just be fucking unreal.
Brock Bowers scored 25 points, which means Kyle would have gotten 50 from him this week. That's disgusting. Oh my God. Ryan got 40 points from Taysom Hill one week. That would have been 80 points from Taysom Hill. That's crazy. Are there any other rules you can think of? I'm trying to think of other rules that people have brought up.
No, that's like the main common ones.
Yeah, so we can run a poll, but I can't imagine too much is going to change off that. And then just to spice everything up, like we always do every couple of years, probably going to mix up divisions and shit, but keep like long time rivals.
Especially this year.
Yeah, this year was bad.
East and West. East and West is not even a competition at this point.
Yeah, I always do it based on like a grading scale, like where we're all grading out. So like technically, if you think about it, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Like technically Austin, because he had a bad stretch like a while ago, he was rated low, but he's not bad. Gorman, same thing, like had a bad little stretch there for a while. Yeah. Chip's just new. I think I just had Chip as like a neutral. And then as for the West, it was like
You got
Dave was
three
supposed.
mid.
Yeah, it was like Dave was supposed to be good. Mike was supposed to be average. But now we're 2 years in a row where they're both just bad, pretty much. So like that changes
And
everything.
Steve, Mickey,
Yeah,
Ryan, Mickey potentially.
Steve's is going to be weird though because that depending on what it'll come down to what he does in the playoffs because that 8-5 record will still hold up as like, hey, he went 8-5 in like the grading scale. So we'll see what happens there, but I think it's mainly just like and again, like me and you have the rivalry, Dave and Steve like longtime rivalries, but a part of me thinks like maybe we just shake it all up, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like maybe
What if we just have no division?
Yeah,
just one big random schedule.
Yeah, that'd be fun too. Yeah, maybe. Well, I guess we could do a random schedule that doesn't do like I play you twice every year and stuff.
Because
like,
there's 11 different teams. So there's only 2 weeks where you would play the same team again. So
yeah. So I'm thinking. I agree. Like, I think we keep the division just to have East and West, but we don't do the like you play everyone in your division twice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it could be like you could play a West team twice or something. Like it could be something like that, you know? Mm-hmm. Because I think that the division thing just kind of divides it like a little bit too much.
And people benefit, Steve.
Yeah, so for a while, remember Dave and Steve were both kind of benefiting from that. Remember it was like Dave, Steve, and then like it was Dewey and Nick and like someone else that like were Austin, I think.
Yeah,
they were like
Steve was always top of the fucking division.
Steve and Dave both were winning like 8+ games a year, and you know half of their wins were coming against like these teams that only had like 2-3 wins in their division. So we'll update those schedules. We had the same schedule twice in a row. So
can you go league home real quick?
Okay.
Do we have a little message? Point something out to people. No, right to your right of your cursor right there.
Oh, you did it.
For those 3 people that said under, don't know who you are, but lick my balls.
I wish that I could see my vote because I voted for yes on this, but it doesn't show me what I voted.
Yeah, I wish we could see. But you 3 people, you know who you are.
I'm surprised anyone said under, but I guess maybe they just saw what happened last year and were like, yeah, he's a Mickey team. But yeah, I guess that's all we got. Big playoff week, fighting for the number 1 spot, fighting for a playoff berth. Big week before we get into playoff time, the best time of the year. But
and a week till we determine Mickey everything schedule website. Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
The Mickey website calculator, the Mickey calculator is going to come out, and also we have Ryan and Steve competing for who's least scored on here. So
Steve gets Dewey on a terrible week, of course.
Oh, so Steve's probably guaranteed Mickey, but yeah, that's another thing I guess to look out for. But do you have anything else to say here, Paul?
Nope. I think I'm ready to go to bed.
All right, Footbap Nation.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.